Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. I salute Bhagavan Shankara, the world's benefactor, who is the repository of the Shrutis, that's the Vedas, the Smritis, the secondary books, the scriptures, and the Puranas, and who is the benefactor of the world. Verse number 46. The knowledge produced by the realization of the true nature of reality destroys immediately the ignorance characterized by notions of I and mine, as the sun destroys the mistake regarding one's direction. As we have seen in the previous verse, we discussed how this misperception of the reality leads us. Rather, it's a cascading effect that takes us away from our intended goal. So the knowledge produced by the realization of the true nature of reality. Well, knowledge is the means, and knowledge is the goal. The reality is knowledge. It's because it's not thing. You say it's not object. Last time we discussed that this is an intensely subjective experience which you cannot say it's anything other than consciousness and bliss and existence. These are the, you can say, the indications, but the reality itself is beyond these indicators. Because the Upanishads also say it is not this, not this. What's the use of that kind of reality? So the Upanishads say, all right, it is existence and it is consciousness. It's not three. That existence is consciousness. And that existence and consciousness is bliss. Otherwise, we get this idea there is a threefold distinction in the reality. There is no distinction. So, there are primary stages of knowledge. There's a preparation for those primary stages of knowledge. As Sri Ramakrishna says, I see that you get one type of knowledge from reading or listening to something. Another type from meditation. That's the deepening of that very knowledge that you've received. And then when you see the reality or you experience the reality, it's completely different. So we must understand these are just telling us the indications of okay. The Sanskrit word, of course, is tattva, swarupa, the real nature of reality. It is tat and tva. Sri Ramakrishna explains it beautifully. Tattva is reality, like the knowledge produced by the realization of true nature of reality. Tat is that. Tva is you. It's the final or the culmination of this reality that is called you into that which is the absolute reality. Because Vedanta is not asking you to go from here to there. As I said earlier, if you put the reality outside of yourself, you're defeating the very thing that you're trying to realize. You put God out in heaven, that religion is, it's okay for starters. But for reality, it has to be here and now. You cannot say after you die. That also will not do. It has to be here and now. So the absolute and the relative is called the reality, the joining, the identification, the realization that you are actually the absolute. Now this takes away all your old perceptions, everything that you thought of about yourself has to go off. And this is taken care of in the initial stages of knowledge, practice of knowledge. And when you get this, that you and that and thou, that's why the great Upanishadic, the great sayings of the Upanishads is, thou art that. It's not two things. It's one. You are that. What, me? You look at how can I be like that? Yeah, he's going to tell you what obstructs that. How can I be that? In Vedanta says that very idea is a kind of impossible. It's called asambhavana. It's just how? How can it be? So that is the first hurdle one has to, and that's a very big hurdle. The idea of impossibility. And when that comes and it's obstructing you, then your mind is deflected to, no, that's not meant for us. That's meant for those guys, not me. Those, maybe, but not for us. So that distraction, that deflection is the second, is a consequence of the first one. Impossible. How is it possible? Yes. Absolute. What is it, absolute? Again, you don't need to travel anywhere out. It is here. The absolute is here. So, the knowledge produced by the realization of the true nature of reality destroys immediately the ignorance characterized by the notions of I and mine. This is what it is. I don't want to give up this I and mine. Now, if I knew it was, this is it, I'll struggle with myself. Okay, if I want infinite bliss, take it in. Maybe I'll go and again pick it up again. But I can grasp it, I can understand it. This. Problem, I and mine. You try to find where exactly it is. Yet your whole life is built on this I and mine. And when the I and mine goes away, everything that you have built also goes away. Is it all a kind of a figment? No, it's not a figment. But you'll know the reality. This I and mine, people say the world is unreal. But the whole thing rests on this I, and this is mine. That is the unreal, that is the illusion. Vedanta does not talk about all these things. There are some schools in Vedanta, but generally this idea is from the mainly the two schools of Buddhism, called school of it's called doctrine, with the doctrine of momentariness. Shanika Vigyanvadis. They were called Yogacharyas. They used to practice yoga, and so the ones who used to practice yoga, the Buddhist schools. Of course, in those days, there was no sharp distinction between Buddhism and Hinduism, etc. It was within one fold. So for them, the external world was nothing but a projection, like a lamp that's flickering. It gives you kind of an idea that there's something. You go to a disco and then you find strobe lights and then you see something appears differently. Okay. Yeah. And then the other, there are others who say they're the Shunyavada, the nihilist. Nothing. It does not exist. So at least one is a subjective idealist, the first one. External thing does not. And the other one is, it removes the subjective and the objective also. Nothing. That's not a view of the Vedanta. So, but then people have been mixing up both these things. What is illusory is Vedanta is this idea of I and mine. Try to find it. I dare you. You will not be able to find it. You might find a mine, that's possession. So when Rama was asked by his brother Lakshmana, what is this Maya? He's saying this I and mine is Maya. So otherwise we have a very long discussion of what is Maya, what is Maya. This. Why? It is there, it is not there. Like Heisenberg says, it is there, it is not there. What? You can grasp it for a while and then you find it is like a chimera, it's gone off. So you search in your body, you search in your mind, and you search and you will not find anything called I and mine. It's more like a kind of a diffuse, it's like a mirage, tantalizing. You go towards it and then it's disappearing, and then again it reappears somewhere there. You go there. So this is ignorance, characterized by the notions of I and mine. But is there no I and mine then? Yeah, of course. Because you're building your whole world on this. Not only that, it has been with you for, I don't know, for a million, billion years. You've been serving this I. It has been with you. Without that notion of I, you will not be able to work. I mean, ordinarily. And accumulate and this, then plan and then remember, all memories are tied to this I. And once you see what it is not your I. Otherwise, we will have so many I's. This is mine. And he'll say, this is mine. and the both are fighting. You see what's happening in the world? It's just this. This is mine. This I is mine. And this part belongs to me. This country belongs to me. This thing, resources belong to me. And this. So this I, according to the Sankhya philosophers, the first evolute of nature. First, nature is indiscrete. I mean, there's no manifestation. It's like, say, before the quantum fluctuation or the Big Bang or whatever you call it. It's before this. And then there's a, you can say, the first evolute of nature is called the cosmic mind, called the Mahat. And from this cosmic mind has emerged the cosmic I. Okay? Now wait for it. It is actually from this cosmic I that every subtle and physical material has emerged. That's the reason why you find this I in not only in you, but it is also in animals, all birds, all reptiles, all plants, everywhere. It's there. Every minds and the 5 elements in their subtle and their gross forms, all the pranas, the vital forces, and all the brains and everything. This is a universal material, I. It is there in every cell. It is there in your bacteria who think, that's me. They don't know who you are. And you don't know who they are. But you know that they exist somewhere. Yeah. Because you are alive. And now we know that. We are alive because of them. Okay. They have their own eyes. I. Now if you want to bring in dualism or qualified none, it belongs to God. Not yours. Where is God? There. Go and find it. But where? Yeah. That word God itself is like, it's now become very ambiguous. If you read Karen Armstrong's The History of God, oh my God. I mean, History of God. That's nice. But of course, she won many awards for that book. So the history of God, the psychology of God, the philosophy of God, all the metaphysics of God, everywhere. It has become so ambiguous. What God is? I believe in God. Try to explain it. Then you will take something which has been regurgitated by others and you have swallowed it and you want to again. And you want to fight for that and you want to kill for that. That is not the knowledge of God. That's a belief. And in Vedanta, this idea of belief, you may believe in the earth is flat and you can still live and work and do everything. But your belief is wrong. So, where do you search for God? Search for God in this I. How do you search for God in this I? You break your head over that. You start by serving that I, thinking it's your higher self. And slowly, becoming unselfish in your thoughts, words, and deeds, the real I, that's the God who is there, shines. Now the God, now again in Vedanta, I said it's an ambiguous word. It's not somebody with hand and feet, etc., sitting there and moving your blood and your all these things. This is the God of the Vedanta. It's there. That ignorance is the feeling that this belongs to me. The moment you switch it off to it belongs to God, then everything, this thing does not bind you. So the knowledge produced by the realization of the true nature of reality destroys immediately the ignorance characterized by notions of I and mine. Just like the sun destroys the mistake regarding one's direction. You walk down this Broadway East, and those who are familiar with this, they'll know. You'll find people walking in and they are kind of confused. What's the direction? Thank God the East is written. But in the dark, you're blind. Now we have GPS and all. In those days, you never had GPS. They used to have stars, etc. But you get disoriented in the dark. That's the idea. And when you bring in your GPS or light, or there's a moonlight, or it's dawn, and oh God, I was going in the wrong direction. So this is just an illustration. Like the sun destroys the mistake regarding one's direction. What's the direction? I was going all out this side. I was so externalized while I should have been going inside. And that is what happens. Okay. Suddenly, it was here all along. So those who are following with the book will see the notes, true nature of reality, as described as existence, knowledge, and bliss, absolute, which is free from all the traces of nescience, that is ignorance. You cannot have ignorance or the sense of, you can say, illusion in reality. Otherwise, getting into the reality will be the same old story. What we are like now. Notions of I and mine. This is a characteristic of the jiva. Now, the jiva, individual soul, is characterized as with I am the doer, I am the experiencer. What do you experience? There is only two things in this world that you experience. Pain and pleasure. Only two things. What? There are so many things to enjoy. You boil everything down, there's only two things, pain and pleasure. That's the experience. And I'm the doer. If you think you're the doer, okay, you start something. And then you start something, you get caught. Nature is like that. That's why you keep quiet. Fold your hands. Tomorrow I'll be speaking on the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna asks that question. What is this renunciation? What is this abandonment of work, etc.? So those who are interested will come tomorrow. You start something, you see something, one thing leads to the other, and the other gone. You're gone, you're caught. Everything you have done. You took some tentative steps. and then they allured. Hey, come this side. And you're trapped. So what is the trap? The sense of I am the doer. Okay, you're the doer. Take the result also then. Please. You did something. And this thing is ingrained in the doer. I'm doing it for why? Some reward. I have to get some results. The idea of karma is embedded with the idea of reward. Why? Because individual consciousness has got that capacity to reflect on itself and project itself also out. If I work hard for 2 years, I'm going to get this. No other animals, they don't have that sense of self-consciousness is not. There are in some dolphins and chimpanzees and all these. There are some. They can plan a little. But you know how chimpanzees plan. They do, but not like us. We have long-term plans. We'll invest it here. After 20 years, we'll be saved. Oh, we got plenty of plans. Plenty of that. The self-consciousness can project itself. This is what traps you. And so this is what you get, the sense of doer. The I am the doer and I am the experiencer. Whether you're living in a penthouse, whether you're living in a homeless shelter, you get only these two things. Pain and pleasure. Okay. The sun, etc. He explains, in darkness, one loses one's bearings or mistakes the stump of a tree for a man and falls prey to other forms of delusion and confusion. In the last class and last verse, we discussed how in the dark one mistakes a stump of a tree for a person standing there. And we project all our fears. Maybe that guy has got a gun. Maybe the guy has got a knife. But maybe there's some friend of mine. So it's just projection. This is another characteristic of the mind. It projects. As I said, it can project things. So it projects things. This is called as superimposition. You superimpose your ideas, or the world will give me what I want. And then we go. And then you find out what the world is waiting to give you. Okay. All this is destroyed the moment the sun rises in the sky. So as we know, once the light is brought, what's the light? Light of knowledge. That's. Now there's a long discussion on what happens. The knowledge of non-duality produced by the realization of Brahman destroys, no doubt, ignorance and its effects, such as the relative world and the I consciousness. This knowledge will disable it. Yet, he says, yet, there are people who, after this realization, they can operate in this world. They do operate in this world. But there's a distinction. One is operating through ignorance, and the other is operating through knowledge. So once you know the real nature of this I, you will see this I everywhere. Whose I? God. In the 15th chapter, we were taking these classes on the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna tells Krishna, you are well known in the Vedas and in the world. So you see, on superficial reading, you think, okay, the knowledge of reality is discussed in its minutest details or its various aspects in the Vedas. Okay, it is well known in the Vedas. And in the world, when you look out, there is no God. What do you mean well known in this world? Oh yes, he is well known. Because like yesterday we were discussing whether either there is no God, and there is another party that said there is a God. That is one side. But God is the subject of your discussion. Whether you're a theist or an atheist or agnostic, all these things, God is the subject. But on a deeper level, well known in this world as the I. God is well known there in the I. So, this person sees that reality. How does that person see? Oh well, how do you see? Say you these we have these illusions, the pictures, this trick pictures, whether whether you're looking at two profiles or a kind of a jar, or any of these kind of very simple illusions. The brain is kind of tricked into seeing things. But one moment you, oh, there it is. Oh, that dog was hidden in that snow. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's a goblet. It's not two profiles. It's just a change of perception. While the whole world is seeing these two profiles, this guy is seeing the goblet. It's just that. So that person continues to live in this world because the body and mind which has been produced out of karma, the mind also, the external aspect of the mind has been produced by karma. That has momentum from the past. What do you mean from the past? Oh, it's a few billion years. That momentum is rolling. So it cannot stop. So that momentum is going forward. It will take you. So that person has realized the Brahman. The body keeps on rolling. And what does that person, is that person subject to ignorance like the old? No. That person has seen the reality and lives like that. There are many objections. Oh no, that's not the complete realization. Yes, it is. According to many Vedantins, it is. For them, they say, only when the body and the mind finally fall off or it's dissipated, the karma has worn off, then that person gets final liberation. But Vedanta says, no, there is a concept of Jivan Mukti, free while still alive. That is what the goal of Vedanta. There is other concept of Videha Mukti, that is freedom when the body has fallen. The body it's not important anymore. Like how much are you, only when you're hungry or thirsty or then you feel your body. Actually, you don't feel the body much. You feel the mind more than the body. If there is some kind of pain, oh, I've got aches and pains. So at that stage, that person not aware, saying, do you have toes? You look, then I bring your attention to it. Oh yeah, I have toes. obviously. So that person's attention is on the reality. It's not there. So what happens? The body runs according to past habits. He is used to eating pizzas before knowledge. He'll continue to eat pizza. They'll say, look at this guy. He's claiming that he has attained the reality and he is eating pizzas. How can that be? Why cannot it be? Oh, he has to be not eating, not sleeping, not drinking water. So these some of these notions are there. Oh, that person should dematerialize. The body and mind should dematerialize. It fly away, go away, merge in. Why is all these esoteric things? Vedanta is very simple. He'll keep on doing that, what he has been doing. It doesn't matter. You are seeing, oh, that person is eating pizza. That person does. Because the sense of I and mine is gone off. It is God there. That person, as in the Bible it is said, in St. Paul's, because they live and move and have a being in God. This is a typical Vedanta. So, the karma that one has, that past momentum, it's called prarabdha karma, that which has begun. And obviously, let it go. They give an example of an arrow let loose from the bow. It goes up there, all right. It will go and fall on there. You don't have to take another quiver, bow and shoot it. Let it go. It's going to fall down. But all that other arrows you got in your quiver, take that and throw it out. That is burnt off. You are not going to take any more bodies now. It's called the sanchita karma, the stored karma. That is gone off. Prarabdha will go. So this has been discussed in the next verse, 47. We'll take this up next week. What does that person experience? Because as I say, we are talking about freedom. Does it happen now? Does this knowledge of Brahman happen immediately? No. It happens in stages. In certain cases, only in very, very rare cases, like Sri Ramakrishna, Hatat Siddhi, suddenly it happens. But here you have to bring in another element called grace. So, but what about the gradual ascension, the stage by stage? Oh, that also is due to grace, but it's getting you conditioned. Okay. So the idea is freedom, moksha. So this is the meaning of this verse. As the preamble to it, Nikhilananda says, the knowledge of non-duality destroys at once such mistaken notions as I and mine, which are the effects of ignorance. So this I and mine, which is the effect of ignorance. You're thinking this is your I. The moment you say, this I and mine belong to God, it goes off. But I've been saying it. Yeah. So Sri Ramakrishna was asked, if this is true, why don't we see it like this? So he says, repeated births in this world of Maya has given this idea of permanency. So he's saying this entire world, the idea of permanency has been due to your mind. And the mind, there are the softwares, all these impressions. There was a time when all this was required for you. But now there comes a stage where you don't need this. And your mind is now fighting. Oh, I've been taking care of this guy. And now, get out. You see? Great fun. Yeah. All this anger, hatred, and lust, and greed, and jealousy, and all, these were used by you in your long evolution for you to survive. And now suddenly you, no, I don't want you. I'm fine without you. This guy will say, we've been with you. And suddenly, yeah, you cannot abandon us. That was the idea of Buddha's last temptation, when all these come in the form to tempt him, and he dismisses them. So that way, you have to dismiss it. Like, these have no place in the reality. Then the sky opens. Okay? Sky of knowledge. So you will find that God everywhere. Okay? Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. We'll make a few announcements. Tomorrow we have the Bhagavad Gita. We are starting with chapter 18th. Yeah, I know, it's kind of ridiculous. Things should start at number 1. All right. At Bellevue Library, those who are living on the east side, please come. You all should come. Go to a website of 110th Avenue Northeast, Bellevue, at 11:15. Sunday also is Mother's Children, Sunday school. And Sunday 10 a.m. Spiritual Attitude at Death's Door. It's not going to be talking about death. It's going to be talking about something beyond death. But since you don't know what is beyond death, we'll have to take it as going towards death's door. We have Ram Nam, 7 p.m. And Monday is Diwali, Kali Puja. It's a very big festival. It's a very auspicious day. And Lakshmi Puja also happens to fall in the evening. So you have all these 3 things together. So Kali Puja here will begin at 6 p.m. in the evening. There will be a talk after the puja. There will be these Raka will be singing, and there will be a potluck dinner. So please come. Please explain the difference between being the witness and being pure consciousness. This witness is pure consciousness. It is a witness of the intellect, it's a witness of the eye, it's a witness of the mind. It's called a Sakshi. Sakshi Chaitanya. So Chaitanya is consciousness. So that's pure. Okay. So, but when this pure consciousness is reflected, as it were, in the mirror of the intellect, that becomes the individual soul, and then grows a sense of I am an individual. So everything starts there. Okay, that's the only thing. And the in-person questions can be taken out later. Om Shanti 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 Harihi